What if we told you the Lakers might be cooking up the craziest plan in NBA history? 3 generations of the James family on the same court at the same time. Stick around because this story is about to blow your mind. Okay, so here's what's going down right now. LeBron just shocked everyone by staying with the Lakers for another year, signing that massive $52 million deal for the 2025-26 season. But here's the thing, this isn't just about LeBron wanting to play longer. This might be the setup for something we've never seen before in sports. You remember when LeBron and Bronny played together last season? That was already historic, right? First father and son to ever share an NBA court. LeBron said it was the best moment of his entire career. Better than all his championships, all his records, everything. That tells you something about where his head's at now. But wait, there's more. Bronny's not the only James kid who can ball. Bryce James is sitting there at 18 years old and scouts are already saying this kid might be better than his older brother. Way better. The timing here is absolutely perfect, and we're starting to think the Lakers know exactly what they're doing. Think about this for a second. LeBron plays out this contract, finishes when he's 41. That's right around when Bryce would be ready to jump to the pros. Coincidence? We don't think so. The Lakers have been playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And here's what makes this even crazier. LeBron's wife Savannah just spilled some tea about how her husband's thinking has totally changed. She's saying he's all about family moments now. Prom nights, soccer games, family trips. The man who used to be obsessed with rings is now obsessed with being there for his kids. Bryce James is different, and everyone knows it. Let's talk about Bryce for a minute because this kid is special. We're not just saying that because he's LeBron's son. This 18-year-old has been turning heads everywhere he goes. College coaches are already fighting over him, and NBA scouts are definitely watching. Here's what's wild, Bryce doesn't play exactly like his dad or his brother. He's got his own thing going on. His shot is cleaner, his handles are smoother, and his court vision is already pretty sick for a high school kid. Some people who've watched him play say he's got the best natural feel for the game out of all 3 James men. The crazy part is how this timeline works out. Bryce has 1 more year of high school left, then maybe 1 year of college. Or he might find another way to get to the pros faster. Either way, by the time he's ready to make that jump, LeBron will still be under contract with the Lakers. LeBron's been pretty open about wanting to play with both his sons if he gets the chance. After that magical moment with Bronny last season, you know he's thinking about what it would be like to have both boys out there with him. Can you imagine that? 3 generations of James family basketball on the same court. But this isn't just some feel-good story about a dad wanting to play with his kids. These are legitimate basketball players we're talking about. LeBron's still putting up crazy numbers at 40 years old, 24 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds last season. That's not some washed-up veteran hanging around. That's still elite production. Bronny showed flashes when he got his chances, and once he gets more comfortable with the NBA speed, he could be really good. Add Bryce to the mix, and suddenly you've got something that's never existed in professional sports before. The Lakers are definitely planning something. Come on, you think the Lakers are just making random moves here? This is the same organization that's always been about big moves and huge storylines. They see what's happening with the James family, and they're positioning themselves to be part of something historic. Look at what they've already done. They drafted Bronny knowing there would be questions about whether he was ready. They've been patient with his development, giving him time to grow into his role. That's not something you do unless you're thinking long-term. And now they've got LeBron locked up for another year, which keeps them competitive but also gives them time to plan their next move. The timing is too perfect to be an accident. They're setting themselves up to potentially have all 3 James men on the roster at the same time. From a business perspective, this would be insane. The merchandise sales alone would be through the roof. Can you imagine the jersey sales for a team with LeBron, Bronny, and Bryce all playing together? The ticket demand would be crazy. Every single game would be must-see TV. But it's not just about the money. The Lakers have always been about building dynasties and creating moments that people remember forever. This would be the ultimate dynasty, not just a team that wins championships, but a family legacy that spans generations. The smart thing about this plan is that it's not just about the story. All 3 of these guys can actually play. LeBron's still elite, Bronny's getting better every day, and Bryce is already being talked about as a future star. This wouldn't be some charity case, this would be a legitimate basketball situation. Family over everything? Here's what's really changed about LeBron, and Savannah's comments made this super clear. The man used to be all about chasing rings and breaking records. Now he's all about being there for his family. That shift in priorities is what's making all this possible. Savannah said something that really hit us. She said when she thinks about where they are in their lives, it's not about rings or highlights anymore. It's about moments with the kids. That's a completely different LeBron than the one who left Cleveland to chase championships in Miami. The fact that he called playing with Bronny the highlight of his career says everything. This is a guy who's won 4 championships, made 10 finals, broken every record you can think of. But sharing the court with his son meant more than all of that. That's not just talk, that's real emotion. And here's something that makes this even more special. LeBron isn't just hanging around because he wants to play with his kids. He's still competing at the highest level, still trying to win championships, still pushing himself to be great. So this wouldn't be some sad story about a dad overstaying his welcome. This would be a legitimate basketball situation where everyone's contributing. Savannah also mentioned that LeBron doesn't make these big decisions without talking to the family first. That makes sense when you think about what's at stake here. This isn't just about LeBron's career anymore. It's about what's best for Bronny, Bryce, and their little sister Zuri too. The way Savannah talks about it, you can tell this is really about building something together as a family. LeBron's always been a family man, but as he's gotten older, that's become even more important to him. The basketball is almost secondary now. This would change everything. If the Lakers actually pull this off, we're talking about something that would change professional sports forever. We've never seen anything like this before. Father and son playing together was already historic, but 3 generations? That's next level. Think about what this would mean for other families in sports. It would show that you can build a legacy that goes way beyond individual success. It would be about family, tradition, and shared dreams in a way that we've never seen in professional sports. The impact on young kids would be huge too. Imagine being a 10-year-old watching LeBron, Bronny, and Bryce all playing together. It would show them that basketball can be about more than just making it to the NBA. It can be about building something with your family. From a basketball perspective, it would be fascinating to see how 3 different generations of James family basketball would work together. LeBron's the veteran leader, Bronny's the young guy trying to find his role, and Bryce would be the rookie with all the potential. Each of them brings something different to the table. The media coverage would be absolutely insane. Every single game would be a story. Every play would be analyzed. The pressure would be intense, but the James family has already shown they can handle that kind of attention. So are the Lakers planning a James family super team? Based on everything we're seeing, it definitely looks possible. The timing is perfect, the organization has shown they're committed to the James family, and most importantly, it's something that would mean everything to LeBron personally. Whether it actually happens or not, the fact that we're even talking about this shows how special the James family story has become. They've already made history with LeBron and Bronny playing together, and now we might be looking at something even bigger. This could be the ultimate sports story, a family that conquered the NBA together. 3 generations of basketball excellence on the same court at the same time. It sounds like something out of a movie, but it might actually happen in real life. Lastly, the Lakers have always been about making bold moves and creating unforgettable moments. This would be the biggest move they've ever made, and it would create a moment that people would remember forever. A James family super team in Los Angeles? That's the kind of story that writes itself.